I am so excited to watch this, but I think that I need to talk a little bit about the previous episode, mainly about the rules of the Culling Games that I screenshotted after watching the episode and analyzed. I'm just gonna briefly go over this. I wonder that the number 19 that they seem to be putting emphasis on has any meaning or if it's just random. It says that within 19 days you have to join a colony of your choice to become a player, otherwise you're going to be stripped of your technique. And that's another thing that I want to talk about. What does it mean exactly? You're just gonna lose that power that has been assigned to you by the brain guy and just be a regular person and be fine, or are you gonna die? Because if it was just about being stripped of the power, then Tsumiki probably would be fine and Fushiguro would not be worried about her, unless getting stripped of that ability would somehow induce the coma she was in again. But the idea I got from it is that she was in that coma because of the brain guy and what he did to her. So wouldn't stripping her of the technique would just return her to how she used to be? Just regular girl, awake, normal? I don't know. But clearly not. Clearly it's not a good thing to be stripped of it, so she has to participate and she has to be assisted and helped through it. At least that's the idea I got, but she was also wheelchair bound if that was her, and I think it was. So what does that mean? Can she not participate? Can they participate for her somehow? I mean, I don't think that's in the rules, but there is a rule where you can add rules if you have 100 points, so maybe they can add a rule that would help her, and that's the plan. Also, I wanted to discuss that it says that for killing a human you would get 1 point, for killing a sorcerer you would get 5. But first of all, who in their right mind would even join the Culling Games as a non-sorcerer? Unless you just, I don't know, walk into a certain place which is considered a colony and then you automatically become a player without even realizing you did it, or do you consciously need to join? Also, I want to know, how is it defined if you're a sorcerer? Is it just like your legal status as a sorcerer, like you're part of an organization? Or is it based on your level of cursed energy? Like maybe you would not be counted officially as a sorcerer if you have almost none, like Maki for example, or would she still be considered a sorcerer because that's basically her profession? I'm leaning towards her counting as a sorcerer, but we will see. Okay, I think that's all the questions and speculations I have regarding the rules of Culling Games, and I really want to watch the episode. I don't know if the game's gonna begin this soon, or if we're just gonna hang out with Tengen, and I assume that that character in the end of the episode 2 was him or her. The voice was kind of iffy, and also the star plasma vessel was a girl, so maybe Tengen is a woman or genderless. I have no idea, but I guess I'll find out. Let's watch the episode. Man, I love this anime so much. Man, she looks badass. I really hope that she's also stronger. That would be real cool to see. I want to find out more about that guy. Who is he? And I want to know what Yuki's powers are. Can she do domain expansion? What is her technique? She's like rank S, so I expect her to be OP. Can't wait for Hikari. There's so much in this intro to unpack. Michizane. Have we ever heard that? I mean, besides the last episode. It is Tengen. Is that voice the narrator? What? Oh my god, that's the brain guy's name. Yeah, they said that in the prequel arc. I thought that they found another, like a replacement. Oh. Yes, free my boy Gojo. What did he notice? Is Tengen implying that those 3 are the most powerful of them? At least 2 of them are, I think. Yes, please.
天元様の結界を利用し全員術師にしなかったんですか。
単純に呪力不
Oh,
足だ。渦巻き
not
で
a choice but a limitation.
賢弱が取る進化手段は人類と私。
聖書体にしかできないはずだ。
Yeah. But wouldn't it rewrite everyone's information with Tengen? Like override?
だがお前は一人だろう。人間と同化する。
Like a hive mind?
今、私の魂は至るところにある。私と同化した人間はそこにいてそこにいない新しい存在の形さ。
That doesn't sound good to me.
技術が進化し、そのうちの一人でも暴走を始めたら世界ありだ。なぜ
Wow.
としての境界がないんだ。
Oh my god.
人分の毛が世界で再現されるんだ。
何のためにそんなこと。
I don't know if I would call this an evolution plan.
進化を果たした今のはより呪霊に近い。私は術の術式対象。
Oh my god. It keeps getting worse.
考慮すると接触した時点で取り込まれるかもしれない。
Wow.
本体は今構成宮で全てを拒絶している。お前を進化させ呪霊操術で。
This is awful.
賢弱は少なとも関わりがあるようだった。
Yeah.
やっている。なぜ。そして陸眼。これらは全て因果で。
Okay. Is there a
賢
prophecy?
弱は過去に2度陸眼の術師に敗れている。制していた聖正体も陸眼も全て生後一つ。それでもどうか当日に陸眼と聖正体なく封印へと方針を変え。
Oh, that is really smart.
陸眼持ちは同時に2人は現れないからね。
Wow.
前予期せぬことが起こった。
So it wasn't just because like it was impossible to kill Gojo, it's more about not creating another Gojo.
その中でも特にな。
Man, I miss Toji.
逆した存在だ。人間が私たちの運命を破壊してしまった。そしてそこには呪霊操術を持つ少年賢弱の手に渡った。
じゃあ死滅回ですか。
どうか前の奈良市だよ。
A warm up.
どうかは不可能ではないが、現時点では高確率で。死滅回流はプレイヤーの呪力とコロニーを使ってこの国の人間を彼岸へ渡す儀式だ。
Oh my god.
私との同化を始めるつもりだろう。
He thought through everything, huh?
成立させるために賢弱自身も縛りをその一つとしては賢弱ではない。だがこれは君たちプレイヤーが全員参加を拒否して死ぬか、それ
Oh my god.
死滅回遊のルールにある永続
Okay, so I guess being stripped of technique does mean death, probably.
使いに参加して住木さんやゲームにけるルールを追加するしかない。五条先生。
But wouldn't that count as something hindering the games? I don't know.
全て肩がつく。
天元様。
そのま
Oh my god.
私が残る。
この女の協力が
I'm gonna miss Choso being around Yuji. Also, doesn't he need to like free his other brothers?
奴の命をだからな。
Okay.
私五条悟の解放。
What?
今日
Oh.
裏だ。裏？初耳と そうなるね。
Interesting.
賢弱に見つかる前の外、おそらく海外にあった。表の気配を抑えていたんだが無駄だったね。こは封印されている。
これを開ければ。
開門の権限は表の所
Oh my
有者
God.
賢弱のものだ。あらゆる術式を強制解除するアマン。
Isn't that the blade that Toji had?
だが天の坂を
Yeah, it
越えて
is.
2年前五条を悟
Oh my god.
何してんの先生。
が全て消してしまった。
Oh my god, he sabotaged himself.
国上の残りは
But I mean, that blade did kill him, essentially, so no
言っ
wonder.
てたんですね。これに関しては無駄足だったね。
手はあるんだろ。いるプレイヤーの中に天使を名乗る戦
Oh my god, new character!
彼女の術式はあらゆる術式。
That's awesome.
天使の術式なら獄門境裏を開ける
Oh
こと
my
ができる。
god.
いるかわかりますか。
東京の東側のコロニー。
I should join the games.
私を拒絶コロニー。それが日本の人間を被害結界とつながっている。
川や境界をまたぐ呪術的に大きな意味を持つっす。
八十八番。
北海道が入ってないのはそうだ、あの地はすでに巨大な霊場として
すが試される大地。
彼岸へ渡すときにいる人間全員に呪いをかけて同化の前準備を。
どのくらいかかりますか。
2月もあれば済むだろう。
2 months.
ざっと10日と15時間。天元さんでは死ぬと言ってましたよね。
ああ、
Ah,
ペンで行われるわけじゃないと思う。使用禁止縛りでもない
interesting.
となると脳にからルール的にも剥奪されると死ぬと思うよ。するだろう。
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
読み通りだったが、術式持ってない術師はノーリスクだよな。
Okay, so she does count as a sorcerer, even though she doesn't have the cursed energy.
初めから結界の中にいる一般の人らはどうな
とに出る機会を与えられる。
マジ。
随分と
を閉じ込めるにはプレイヤーが自らが重要だからね。
伊野さんが言ってた結界の
Man, love all the throwbacks.
つくってごちゃってすんな。伏黒。
つく式神黄金も正確に
Interesting.
窓口だ。
But who is the
ゲー
master?
ムマスターはと思った方がいい。
なるほど。
Just there is no person behind it.
スイカ
これありか。
だよな。
I love that they're going through all the rules, and I was discussing that in the beginning before watching the episode. And I had some questions, and they're basically answering all the questions.
呪術利益が偏ることはない。
人を殺さなきゃいけないのか。
Ah,
いや
Fushiguro is smart. He'll figure it out.
とりあえず情報。
Hopefully.
私はまず来週サトルが封印されて間もなく
Is she gonna fight Naoya?
全員家が持ち出してすっからかん。だがめぐみが全員家の
後で説明する。
Crazy.
おかげ
家だろ。
助かります用が済んだら
僕はに参加するよ。積木さんや伏黒くんたちが海遊に参加す冷たい。すいません。
But how can they avoid killing people?
からしばらく連絡取れないかも。
Ah.
迷わず殺してくれ。
Oh my god.
大丈夫だ。その時は俺が死んだ後。いや、そうなの。
Yeah, that would be counterproductive.
お前らは予定通り金次のとこ行け
金次
Yes! Oh my god.
今は
Please.
が何でも借り出せ
その人強いの
I hope they show him in this episode.
時は僕より強いよ。
それはない
Is he also as grade? I will have to take screenshots of all of that or make my own graphs, charts. Ah, Choso is being left behind. Also really wanted to see Yuki's technique, but maybe somebody's gonna attack them here.
ありがとう
Aww.
チームだよ
Hug, please. Oh my god. Is he crying? That is adorable. I love their relationship so much. Wait, that's the guy from the intro, is it not? The one in the dorky costume?
お前いくつやったっけ？35っす。ほな。
Damn.
かい遅咲きのやつ。ようわからんきっかけで急に売れるやつ。でもそいつらは急におもろになったわけやない。もともとおもろ。
Oh my god, he's a failed comedian.
お前にできる向いてること。
俺は嫌いやなかったで。高場のネタ。
He's gonna become the Joker.
ずっとおもろいやつと、ずっと自分のことおもろいとか。お前は
This guy seems wise. No! Oh my god. I actually love this outro and song though, so I'm not skipping or pausing, but I will talk. This was an information dump, but a much needed one. I really enjoyed that. I love how it answered the same fucking questions that I asked in the beginning of this. It's perfect, and that was really important to do, so it's nice that they took time doing it instead of just leaving it to you to figure it out by yourself. And I imagine a lot of people didn't even pause on those rules in the previous episode. I still don't really get exactly how a person would die if their technique was stripped. They didn't really say exactly what's gonna happen. Like, they said that it's not a pact and that it's not done through idol transfiguration. So what is it exactly? Are you gonna get terminated by somebody, by a person, by a sorcerer, by a curse? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how exactly it works that you get stripped of technique, but I think that they concluded that it does mean death one way or another, which would make sense, and that was my guess as well. Star plasma vessels and assimilation with them was much more important than they made it seem in the hidden inventory, because they were like, oh yeah, there's probably another one already born, or will be, and it's fine, it doesn't matter that that girl died. And it kind of like, when I was watching that and that was sad, I thought that only like further rams it in how insignificant that sacrifice was or would have been to assimilate that girl, to erase her identity, to destroy her life for the sake of something that wasn't even like she was the only one. It wasn't a unique thing. Like in the case of Yuji, I remember how he was like, this is something only I can do. That was his motivation. He was the only one who could be possessed by Sukuna but also contain him. But in the in that case, it felt like that girl, Rika, it didn't really matter if she was sacrificed or not, because there would always be another. But at the same time, you gotta think that sooner or later it has to be somebody sacrificed, because there has to be a vessel. But it minimized it when they made it appear as if it's like there's always one. And I remember thinking how it probably intensified Ghetto's resentment of Jujutsu society, and how they just sacrifice themselves over nothing, basically. Now they're rewriting that completely, or rather, I think that was always the intention, but I mean, they're changing the perspective, and actually there wasn't another one, and it didn't arrive in time, and it was extremely crucial that they were to assimilate Tengen with Rika. And I like that even if Toji didn't kill her, Geto was still willing, along with Gojo, to fight Tengen to not let it happen. I wonder what would have happened if they did fight Tengen. That would have been insane. But yeah, clearly that was extremely important, that assimilation. And now that it didn't happen, everything is crazy. Tengen is evolved, and he can assimilate with literally everyone, and I guess create this hive mind. Oh my god, the stakes are even higher than I thought. This is insane. It's nice that they found a backdoor for Prison Realm, some sort of key in a way, but you still need a key for the key, or I guess you need the key for the trapdoor that you can open for Gojo to escape, and that angel girl is the solution. Never heard about her. I don't think they ever mentioned her, but definitely an interesting character to introduce. But I have to say, I'm mostly excited for Hakari, and I cannot wait to meet him. Yuta said that he's stronger than him, but even though he's third year and he's famously strong, he's still not officially S rank, right? Because I'm pretty sure that the only S ranks are Gojo, Yuki, and Yuta, and Geto. Well, Geto's body, does that count? Probably. That's pretty much it, right? Unless I missed them saying that Hakari is stronger. But maybe he's stronger in very specific circumstances. I don't know. I'm so excited. And I want to know more about this failed comedian guy too. Everyone is so interested to be in this anime. I don't even know why, but they managed to write characters in a way that just doesn't feel like they're just mindless NPCs or irrelevant characters, and they all interest me in some way or another. And just the overall story and overall world, I love it. And also I noticed that Yuji was acting a little bit more like himself, like the old him. Of course, not fully, he didn't just revert, he didn't get magically fixed, but there are still like glimpses of the old Yuji, and that warmed my heart. And his bond with Choso is so sweet. I wish that Choso would be with him, but be by his side, so they could help each other, protect each other, work together, but unfortunately he stayed behind. I do think that it's probably the best case scenario. I think that they need Yuta on their side in the Culling Games. They can't leave him behind. I do hope I get to see Yuki fight, but that would mean that they would be getting attacked. I'm worried that Tengen would be taken over, and I'm also worried for Choso dying, so I don't really want that. Even if it does provide me with seeing the technique, I'd rather not see the technique than those things happen, okay? But yeah, I love this episode, even though there was no action and nothing really happened. Just that rules were explained and everything happened in the same room and plans were laid out, but it was still very interesting to me, and I like how everything came together. There were so many references to things that happened before, like the star plasma vessel, or like the blade that Toji attacked Gojo with and killed him, and then Gojo got rid of it, and then he also got rid of the rope that Miguel was using on him, I'm pretty sure. And again, that was another weapon that somebody else was kind of overpowering him with, or at least was doing a significant damage with, and Gojo just couldn't accept that. He had to get rid of that, but in the end it ended up biting him in the ass. How ironic. It does feel like everything was just set up from the start, and it's all aligning perfectly, and I love to see that. It also again takes me back to how I think that Yuji was set up as this perfect vessel for Sukuna, or at least an acceptable vessel, and it would make sense because this Kenjaku, I think that's how they called him, he was his mother, which is pretty funny, which means that he made him on purpose, so maybe he made him as a vessel somehow, but how? Like, does just being related to him make him an acceptable vessel for Sukuna? Is it because he's this powerful sorcerer, or even a curse? Like, I'm not even sure what he is, because he's like this brain thing. I mean, if it's his technique, that he could still be a sorcerer, not a curse. It does make me wonder why would be being related to him make Yuji be able to be possessed by Sukuna and also possibly be able to control him. I'm not sure if that part is important to the plan or if that was like a miscalculation or an accident. I feel like it wasn't. I feel like it is part of the plan. Why would that benefit Kenjaku? Are they like friends that knew each other, Kenjaku and Sukuna? Because Kenjaku was talking about the golden age of Jujutsu sorcery, right? They also mentioned in this episode that they probably knew each other back then. If his child was his perfect vessel for Sukuna, then maybe Kenjaku and Sukuna are related. Maybe they were blood relatives in some way. I have no idea. I want to see what Kenjaku actually looked like. And I also still don't know what Sukuna looked like. They kind of like briefly flashed this image of him with 4 arms, but it didn't really have any like discernible features, I think. He kind of looked like Yuji, honestly, so I don't know. It's weird. There's still so much to be revealed and discovered here, and I cannot wait for it to happen. I cannot wait for the next episode, but unfortunately I will have to. But for now, I enjoyed this a lot, and I hope you enjoyed this reaction. If you did, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment, tell me what you thought about this episode. Maybe talk about your own speculations, but please don't spoil anything if you actually know what's gonna happen. And if I misunderstood something or missed something that was revealed so far, then please tell me as well. Thank you for watching, but for now, bye.